What is up? My name is Cynical Portal, and today we will be reviewing plugins that I own and why you should use them too, because they're really cool. I might be going over there later, but that's a surprise for the end of the video. So anyways, this is the plugins tab. I'm currently in ROBLOX Studio. This is my second time recording the video because I realized my mic was off. So anyways, let's talk about plugins, which you came here for. So the first plugin I want to review is the Avatar Importer. This basically, you can choose a file that you own. Maybe you have a file of an avatar on your computer, but that's probably the least important. Next would be the animator editor. This is just kind of an animator editor, but we can just create an untitled clip and we can just make the character move. Next plugin would be smooth lighting. However, this plugin was removed because Roblox didn't like it. If we go to manage plugins, it says they deleted the plugin. The plugin includes malicious content and can't be run anymore. That kind of sucks, but it's life, I guess. Catalog loader. This is when we get into the good stuff. Catalog loader. So this basically, if we want to load this object in, whatever that is, be this hat. Yes, it's the ROBLOX hat. Let's go to unlock. You can put this on the avatar's head. This is just a model. This isn't actually. This is a model of my avatar. But there we go. He kind of has a hat on, I guess. Probably isn't the best example, but you get the gist of it. And so let's go to the avatar shop. Let's go to maybe beautiful hair for beautiful people. This is a classic item. So this right here would be its ID right here, because we have the catalog page, and then we have the ID and the name of the hat. So down 30147. Let's load this. There we go. Once. All right. So gonna unlock all because this is just locked again. Basically, any hair that you want on here, you could use this. This would just copy in the hair for this. You just copy the code for this in, and voila, you got yourselves the thing you want, and you can obviously equip it too. But the next one, probably my least favorite, but still manageable if you maybe want like pipes or something in your game. Pipe paper is, well, kind of self-explanatory. You can change the color. This is kind of the coordinates code of the color. You press place pipe. These are just options. You can change the material. I like metal, so I'm just going to do metal. And here it is. It starts placing. It adds all these little features right here. Eventually it should add maybe some more stuff. Yeah, like that. It adds like this wheel kind of. Fun to mess with, but not exactly the pipe that I'm looking for. So I'm just gonna get rid of this. So next plugin would be load character. This is how I got my character in. As you can see, my username is Fear Factory. This is just the default character. His name's already pro. But you could type in anyone's name and their character would appear. So if I type in Fear Factory, you can either spawn it in R15 or R6, and that just spawns it at the center of the map. So yeah, it just spawned a clone of me, because there's two of me now. And basically, Let's unlock. Yeah. There we go. We got ourselves another thing. Oh, he just went bald. That was not a part of the plan. Alright, so the reason why I have these blocks here, which is probably kind of interesting, is because I wanted to use them to, you know, cut curve cutter. This is the next tool that we will be using. This actually kind of deforms the object. Maybe we can, you can change the cut thickness or something like that. I'm gonna just change this and it'll just make some ridiculous shape. I can confirm the draw, and it doesn't exactly cut it as it says, but it makes this giant shape and you can figure it out for yourself. It's really fun to use. Rope Master is, that's just saying it's in development. You don't have to worry about that. Rope Master just is ropes. You can use ropes, you can place ropes. Let's begin drawing. You can change the curve type. We'll go into that in like 2 seconds, but this is really cool to use. The green thing just tells you how it's gonna eventually turn out, and voila, look what we've got ourselves. Really cool, really useful if you want to make like strings or vines. You can use police tape. This is another one on the features. Really cool, I love it. And they got all these other ones. And well, basically, you can use all this stuff. It's really cool to use. Okay, so you can press stop drawing. I'm going to change it to line. Basically, a line just makes it straight and makes it go exactly like that. And then we can do loop. This just makes it kind of, well, maybe that's not the best example, but if we try something else, maybe it should wrap around this. Yeah, wraps around that. And if we move this block, it's like a giant loop. Pretty cool. Control Z is to undo what you did, by the way, so that's what I'm gonna do right now. X plugin is the SBS editor. This basically is everything on here, all the move tools, all the build tools, all the scale, rotate, transform. It's just kind of compacted into one part, so you don't have to switch between the model tab and the home tab. You can move, it says move axes. This is exactly the same thing, kind of, but this one is more raw and it's more smooth. I personally like it more because it just kind of, it's very more subtle when it moves, so you can just kind of mess with that. And there's all these resize tools, there's a scale tool, there's all this more complex stuff down here. Really cool stuff. This is probably the most simple one. It's kind of not very useful, but at the same time it is useful. Here's the selector. Basically what it does is it just kind of changes the cursor. I don't know why it's not working right now, but it does change the cursor tool, and it changes it how it's in game. How it's in game, it's like black, so when it's not in game, it changes and it basically makes it a different color. You can still mess around with that, just, I don't know, it's pretty useful, but I don't know why it's not working right now. Resign align is basically, you can connect parts together and it will make this like form right here, so it, like, you can do all sorts of stuff. You can extend parts. There's nothing up here to extend to. This is a terrible example, but butt joint, that's an interesting name, but no pun intended, that's terrible pun. there's these all these factors that you can do, and without having to use anything. This is all really useful. The geometry tools is all made by the same person. So gap fill is another useful tool. Basically what gap fill does is it connects parts with a wide range of different scales, so you can use it to create some pretty deformed looking shapes. Otherwise you'd have to you know, actually make all the curves and cuts and the wedges yourself, but this tool automatically does it for you, so that's really helpful, and it saves a lot of time. And also trying to actually make all the stuff manually can just be really annoying, so I'm glad that exists. This guy's a really good guy. I think you should check this guy's stuff out. Flip tool is kind of that we're gonna go over here because this is when flip tool gets serious. Actually, this would be a better example. Let's use one of these meshes. This will probably rotate as I predict. The material flip, it just basically makes the material flip. So if you have a texture, it just flips the way of the texture that it's going. So if you had like something sideways and you wanted the texture or decal to be going up, it would flip the way of what axes the texture would be going. So that's pretty useful. Reflect is, well, it reflects bricks, it reflects things. So basically I press reflect, there's this blue brick that appears here. Don't worry about that, it just kind of, that's supposed to be there. So you press this tool and it should make a clone of it, which would be the exact opposite of the part that you use. So we have a few more to be checking out. There'll be descriptions on these so you can check them out yourself. Okay, next one is the brick cutter tools. Now the brick cutter tools removes parts and makes them it makes the parts into smaller parts, and you can use those parts for other things. So the snap tool just shows how much it snaps of the studs. So I talked about something similar to this in my very first YouTube video. I can't believe that was 2 months ago already. Alright, so if we click something like this, it should destroy the edges, and voila, we made ourselves new parts right here because we just sliced it up like a carrot, and I undid those changes, so that's pretty cool. Double axes basically just cuts it in 4 ways. You can change the snap on these. I can make it 2, but it would be more chunky and it would not listen as much. So you just click. You can't see the changes yet, but as you go to the normal mode, you can see it took apart these parts. Just to prove it, all you do is just you click this. I'm gonna break this down even more, and you can make all these parts that you just cut up into multiple pieces. What the heck, the block just disappeared. Let's just make a new one. This block was blue, so let's just keep it like that. Last but not least, the last plugin that I want to talk about is also one of my favorites. So the lights toggle is pretty useful. Basically what this does is it highlights all the light sources in ROBLOX Studio. So all the light sources that you use, it will show you what you have. So these are all the lights. This is a free model, a lantern, because I'm not the best at coding, so it's just a light source there, it flickers. Here, I'll show you to prove it, because candles flicker and stuff like that. So it's just loading in for a second, just give it a moment. There we go. Pretty cool. This is a cave model I'm working on. This might become a game, but I'm not sure yet. So here we go. We got ourselves that. So I'll show you some of the other stuff. The different colors are the color of the light that's coming out of the source. The different shapes, like this arrow, is a different kind of light. So this is called a point light. So it's a circle to represent, that's the symbol for it, and the color of the point light is yellow. So the arrow right here is a different kind of light, and it's like a toothpaste color. So this is called a spotlight. So the spotlight, this is just basically a different kind of light, but I talked about light sources. Actually, I don't think I talked about spotlight, but I did talk about light sources. But if you guys want me to, I'll talk about those in a later video. That's about it. That's basically all I wanted to show you guys today. Use plugins. Go to actually, you know what? I'm gonna show you some good examples of plugins. So I'm gonna go to my inventory and show you what I have. So this is my plugins tab. Basically, this is my inventory of plugins. So we can go to the catalog, the plugins catalog. You should go to your inventory though. And this is basically the store to download plugins. Unfortunately, some of them cost Robux. However, most developers are kind enough to make them very cheap or free, so it'll be pretty good to use. I do warn you, using several plugins will make your game probably a little laggier than it should be. So just limit your plugins. You can disable them. You can disable them in the managed plugins. You can turn it on or off, and as you can see, the accessory grip editor was disabled, and you can uninstall plugins if you don't need them anymore, because that one was broken. So yeah, that was a lot of talking. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope this is useful. Plugins make Studio 1,000 times more helpful and 1,000 times more fun. So enjoy it. ROBLOX Studio is really fun. Thank you for sticking around. Please subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Share it with a friend or something. Yeah, I'll see you guys soon. I'll do more videos soon. Peace.